Welcome. This is your Need to Know. This is an episode recap, so there will be spoilers, sweetie. Music by Sisters AI Rhythmic. Check them out on YouTube.
This is your Need to Know.
Spoiler, sweetie.
This is your Need to Know.
All right, welcome back, everyone. So today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into some news that has been causing quite a stir online.
Oh, yeah.
It's about, well, you know Sophie Turner
Yeah.
of Game of Thrones fame.
Mm-hmm.
Well, word on the street is, and this is according to Variety,
Right.
that she is in talks to play Lara Croft in Amazon's upcoming Tomb Raider series.
Oh, wow. That's pretty big news.
It is. It is. And of course, this news has sent the internet into a frenzy.
You think?
Yeah.
The internet loves to have opinions.
Especially, we've been looking at Reddit, specifically the Ramazan Crime Videos subreddit.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, the fans are divided, to say the least.
I bet. I mean, it's Lara Croft, right? She's such an iconic character. This is not just some random casting announcement.
Oh, absolutely not. There are some people who are absolutely ecstatic about the possibility.
Yeah.
And then there are some who are, well, let's just say, not so thrilled.
Right. I mean, you've got the legacy of the video games and then those blockbuster movies, first with Angelina Jolie.
Oh, yeah.
And then more recently, the reboot with Alicia Vikander. It's a lot to live up to.
Yeah. Huge shoes to fill.
Exactly. And then you throw Sophie Turner into the mix.
Yeah.
It's, well, it's definitely got people talking.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you think about Sophie Turner, like, her most famous role is probably Sansa Stark
Oh, yeah, Game of Thrones.
from Game of Thrones.
She was fantastic in that.
She was, and, she got an Emmy nomination for that role.
That's right, she did.
So, she's no stranger to strong female characters.
Definitely not. But Sansa Stark, I mean, as tough as she wasn't exactly running around raiding tombs and fighting bad guys, right?
Yeah, that's true. And then there's, of course, her role as Jean Grey in the X-Men films.
Yeah. Those movies, how do I put this delicately? They had their ups and downs.
Yeah. They had a bit of a mixed reception, let's say.
Right, exactly.
But, she's been working consistently, even recently. She's got Joan in The Staircase.
Interesting.
But yeah, not exactly like action-packed roles.
No, not really. So I can see why some fans might be a little skeptical.
Yeah, and that's what makes those Reddit threads so interesting.
Yeah. What are people saying?
Oh, it's a mixed bag. You've got, like, some people who are just completely on board praising her acting skills.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the other side, the ones who are like, this is the worst casting decision ever. I'm boycotting this show.
Wow. Strong reactions.
Yeah, very strong reaction.
Well, that's the internet for you. Always got to have an opinion.
Always. And, and it's not just about her acting, which is, understandable to be like, I don't think she's right for this role.
Yeah.
It's also about her appearance.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
The internet loves to comment on people's looks.
Yeah, and specifically they're talking about her figure and whether she has the Lara Croft look.
Right. And what even is that look these days?
Yeah.
Is it like that early 2000s video game version?
Mm-hmm.
Or the Angelina Jolie version?
Yeah, exactly. It's like people are stuck in this, I don't know, this very specific image of Lara Croft that may not even be relevant anymore.
It's true. I mean, think about how Lara Croft herself has evolved over the years. Even in the games, she's gone through some major changes.
Oh, definitely. And we'll get into that more a bit later. But first, there's one more thing we have to mention that adds another layer to this whole situation.
What's that?
Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's attached to the project as a writer and executive producer.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Fleabag, Killing Eve.
Yeah, the woman is a creative powerhouse.
Absolutely. Known for her, dark humor and these really strong female characters.
Exactly. So who knows what she'll bring to the table? This could be a completely fresh take on Tomb Raider.
I'm intrigued.
So yeah, we've got Sophie Turner, potentially as Lara Croft, with Phoebe Waller-Bridge behind the scenes.
Definitely a recipe for something interesting.
Definitely. And it's sparked a lot of questions. What does this mean for the future of Lara Croft? How will this new series, reinterpret this iconic character?
Yeah, good questions.
And that's what we're here to explore.
All right, let's dive in.
So buckle up, everyone. It's going to be a wild ride.
It's like fun.
It's almost like this casting choice is forcing everyone to really think about what they want from Lara Croft.
You know, it really does feel that way. Like, are we stuck on I guess, the image, or are we looking deeper?
Yeah. Is it all about the looks, or is it about the character, the strength, all of that?
And I think that's what makes this whole conversation so interesting, right? It's like, it's challenging us to confront some of those maybe outdated expectations.
Yeah, for sure.
And to think about how, you know, how we view female action heroes in general these days.
Exactly.
Like, is there only one way to be a strong woman on screen?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's interesting because this isn't the first time Lara Croft has, I guess you could say, gone through a transformation.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you look back at, like, the history of the franchise, she's always been, like, more than just a pretty face, even in those early games. And yeah, okay, the emphasis on, like, certain physical attributes was definitely there.
Yeah.
But she was also, like, incredibly intelligent, resourceful. She's a skilled archaeologist, an athlete.
Oh, yeah.
She was solving puzzles and navigating those crazy tombs and taking down bad guys, like, way before strong female character was, like, a buzzword in Hollywood.
Right. I mean, she was doing it all.
She was paving the way, really.
Yeah.
And I think as the games progressed, so did her character development. We saw her deal with loss, betrayal, even her own, like, internal struggles.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like in the 2013 reboot,
Yes.
that scene where she's shipwrecked on that island.
Oh, so good.
And she has to literally fight to survive.
So brutal, but you really see her vulnerability there.
Oh, yeah.
And her resilience.
Yeah.
It's like she's stripped bare and then has to, like, rebuild herself, both physically and emotionally.
Yeah, it's like she's broken down and then built back up, like even stronger than before.
Exactly. And that theme, that transformation, overcoming adversity, it's like at the heart of her story,
Yeah.
It's what makes her so relatable, aspirational even.
So where does Sophie Turner fit into all of this? I mean, can she capture like all those layers, that depth that we've come to expect from Lara Croft?
Well, that's where I think Phoebe Waller-Bridge comes in. Think
Yeah.
about the character she's created, like Fleabag,
Oh, yeah.
dealing with, like, grief and self-destruction, but still finding those moments of humor connection. And then there's Villanelle in Killing Eve.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, cold-blooded assassin, but also somehow charismatic, vulnerable.
Yeah, like complex characters. They're strong, but not in that like stereotypical way.
Right. They're flawed, messy, unpredictable.
And that's what makes them so interesting to watch.
Exactly. So if we look at Lara Croft through that lens, what do we get? Maybe a version who's, I don't know, less about physical perfection and more about mental agility, emotional intelligence.
Right, like using her brain to outsmart her opponent.
Exactly.
Maybe even with a little bit of that dark humor that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is known for.
Oh, I would love to see that. It would be a nice change from the, I guess, that more traditional stoic action hero type.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like, it could bring like a whole new energy to the franchise, attract a new generation of fans, maybe people who are looking for something like a bit different.
I think you're right. It all comes back to evolution, right?
Yeah.
Lara Croft has always been about pushing boundaries, challenging those expectations.
And it seems like with this casting and with Phoebe Waller-Bridge involved, Amazon is like ready to take that even further.
It's a big gamble, for sure.
Oh yeah, big time.
But it could pay off big time, too.
It's like they're saying, we're not just rebooting Tomb Raider, we're like reimagining it.
For a new era.
Exactly.
But, the big question is, are fans ready for that?
Yeah. Are they ready for a Lara Croft that's like different from what they're used to, more complex, maybe even a little more flawed?
It's a big risk. But you know what they say. Sometimes the biggest risks lead to the most rewarding outcomes.
So true. And speaking of risks, we can't forget about like the financial side of things.
Oh, yeah. Amazon's not messing around here. They're going all in on Tomb Raider.
They are. I mean, we're talking a whole like transmedia universe.
A TV series, a new game in development is huge.
Yeah, it's massive. So they need a Lara Croft who can appeal to like a wide audience, gamers, fans of the older movies, people who are just like, Phoebe Waller-Bridge fans.
It's a lot to ask of one actress, but I think Sophie Turner has the potential to do it. She's already got that younger demographic from Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And with the right direction, she could definitely tap into that more mature audience, too.
Right. It's all about finding that balance.
Yeah.
But if they can pull it off, it could be huge for the franchise.
Absolutely. It's like they're saying, we're not just rebooting Tomb Raider, we're reimagining it for a new era.
Exactly. And that makes it even more interesting to, like, watch all of this unfold.
Oh, definitely. Now, we've talked a lot about the potential impact of this casting and everything.
Yeah.
But we haven't really dug into what the fans are actually saying.
Oh, those Reddit threads are a gold mine.
They are. Some of those comments are pretty wild.
Oh, they are. Some are hilarious, some are brutal, some are, like, surprisingly insightful.
It's like this perfect snapshot of the debate about female representation, especially in action, you know.
So should we take a look at what the fans are saying?
Let's do it. Let's dive into those Reddit threads, see what people really think, you know, try to unpack all those anxieties, desires, expectations that are fueling this whole Sophie Turner as Lara Croft phenomenon.
All right, let's do it. It's going to be interesting. Okay, so let's get into some of these fan reactions because, like we were saying, those Reddit threads are a whirlwind.
They really are. I mean, it's like you can really see how deeply people feel about Lara Croft.
Oh, yeah, it's like she's more than just a character to them.
Exactly. It's almost like they have a personal stake in this casting decision.
Yeah, and you know, some of them, it seems like their whole world is crashing down.
Like that one comment, worst miscast ever, not gonna watch. I mean, talk about dramatic.
Oh, totally dramatic, but I get it. I mean, think about it. Like, Lara Croft, she's been around for, like, decades.
Decades.
People
yeah.
grew up with her.
Right.
So it's understandable that they have, like, very strong opinions about who should play her.
And I think for a lot of fans, it comes down to, like, preserving that image that they have in their head.
Yeah, that classic Lara Croft.
Right. And so when someone is cast who doesn't quite fit that mold, you know, maybe visually, it can be jarring.
Yeah, it's like it challenges their whole perception of the character.
But then you've got those other fans, the ones who are more focused on, like, the inner qualities.
The essence of Lara Croft.
Exactly. Like the strength, the intelligence, the resilience. They're looking for an actress who can embody those traits, regardless of how she looks.
Right. And to be fair, there are a ton of comments praising Sophie Turner's acting skills.
Oh, absolutely. People point to her role as Sansa Stark, saying that she's proven she can handle complex characters. You know?
Yeah. And that she can bring that depth and nuance to Lara Croft as well.
It's just fascinating to see all these different perspectives playing out in these online discussions.
It really is. It's like, it makes you realize that these fictional characters, especially ones as iconic as Lara Croft, they really take on a life of their own.
They do. They become almost like symbols representing different things to different people.
And with that, I think, comes this very strong sense of protectiveness.
Or absolutely. Like, fans feel this need to safeguard the character from being, I don't know, misrepresented or misinterpreted.
And then on top of all that, we have the Phoebe Waller-Bridge factor.
Right, which throws a whole other wrench into the works.
Oh, yeah, because she is, like, unpredictable. You never know what she's going to do.
Exactly. And that could be exciting, but also kind of scary for some fans.
There are those who are like, oh my God, Phoebe Waller-Bridge is going to bring her brilliance to Tomb Raider. This is going to be amazing.
Right.
But then you have the ones who are like, wait, is she going to ruin everything? Is she going to change Lara Croft too much?
I mean, she's definitely known for pushing boundaries.
Oh, yeah. She doesn't shy away from anything.
And that can be, you know, jarring for some viewers who are expecting something more traditional.
It's like she's a disruptor.
In the best way possible.
Yeah, in the best way possible. And so with Sophie Turner and Phoebe Waller-Bridge, like, leading the charge here, it feels like this project could go in so many different directions.
It could be a huge hit or a total flop.
There's no middle ground. It's all or nothing.
But I think that's what makes it so exciting. It's like we're on the verge of something potentially groundbreaking.
A whole new era for Lara Croft.
An era where she could become like the ultimate symbol of the modern female action hero.
Someone who is complex, vulnerable, and flawed, but still incredibly powerful.
But will the fans accept that? That's the big question.
It all comes down to whether they're willing to let go of that, like that old image, and embrace this new, evolved Lara Croft.
And that's what makes this whole situation so fascinating to me. We're witnessing the evolution of an icon in real time.
And we get to be a part of that conversation,
Right.
you know, about representation, about gender roles, about what it means to be a hero in today's world.
It's a powerful thing.
It is. It is. So as we wrap up this deep dive, is there, like, one question you want our listeners to really think about?
Yeah, just take a moment and ask yourself, what does a modern Lara Croft look like to you?
That's a good one.
And can Sophie Turner be that Lara Croft? only time will tell, but at least the conversation has started.
And that's a step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
So to everyone listening, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Lara Croft and everything surrounding this new series. It's going to be an interesting ride, that's for sure.
Definitely. Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
And we'll be back soon to dive into more fascinating topics that are shaping the entertainment landscape. Until then, keep those conversations going, and let's see what the future holds for Lara Croft.
This is your need to know.
Strange, weird, you're our love. Death and sickness, everything you fear. This on the inside. Is it right? Is it right? Don't wait to express it. Strange, weird, you are love. Death and sickness is everything you fear. There is a certain little pain in the back of my brain that itches when the stitches start to strain. Begin to fester, neurons in distress. My thoughts aren't getting better. It's like the rain is getting wetter. You're being drowned out by the ringing in my ears, like the screams of Jamie Lee. There is darkness everywhere. Now my eyes can hardly see. Get you out of this mess. Strange, weird, yeah, it's everything you fear. Break it down, do you hear that sound? It's kinda strange and kinda weird. Put it on the runway. Pose for the picture, that beat. Feel it on the inside, everything you feel is on the inside. Is it right? Is it right? Don't wait to express it. 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 My thoughts aren't getting better. It's like the rain is getting wetter. You're being drowned out by the ringing in my ears, like the screams of Jamie Lee.